Hello, dear friends. Have you ever pictured that perfect retirement? A time of peace, leisure, with all the comforts you could wish for. Perhaps in a lovely retirement home. Many of us hold on to this beautiful image, a place with excellent facilities, round-the-clock care, and a vibrant community. It sounds idyllic, doesn't it? But today, I want to gently pull back the curtain and talk about some realities of retirement homes that many families might not be aware of. It's not about causing worry, but about empowering you with knowledge. Because understanding the full picture helps us make the best decisions for ourselves or our loved ones. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you liked this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 10. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. Let's start by looking at something very practical: the economics behind these homes. We often hear about the basic fees, like the cost for a room or the general nursing care. These are usually quite clear. But have you considered the complex maze of fee structures that can exist? Different retirement homes will have different tiers of pricing, and that makes sense. A more luxurious facility will naturally cost more. However, there can be hidden costs that creep up on you. Think about charges for special nursing needs if a health condition worsens, or fees for using certain amenities, or for specific activities. These extras can add up significantly, and it's so important to ask detailed questions about every potential charge right from the start. Now let's talk about financial risks. It's a sensitive topic, but a crucial one. Many of us rely on our pensions or savings to cover these costs. But is there a gap between what we have and what the long-term costs might be? We also need to remember things like inflation. The cost of our living, and therefore the cost of care, tends to rise over time. Economic fluctuations can also impact the affordability of these homes. So, it's wise to consider the potential for fee increases down the line and how that might affect your financial stability. Planning for this is key. Beyond the finances, what about the actual day-to-day life and care? Let's consider the people who provide the care, the staff. Ideally, there should be a good ratio of caregivers to residents, ensuring everyone gets the attention they need. But what's the reality? Sometimes, staffing levels might not be what we hope for. Imagine a situation where one caregiver is responsible for many residents. It's a tough job for them, and it can mean that individual needs might not always be met promptly. This isn't a criticism of the hard-working staff, but rather a look at the systemic challenges that can exist. When staff are stretched thin, it can, unfortunately, impact the quality of life for residents. And this brings us to the service quality itself, which can vary greatly from one home to another. Some homes may have incredibly skilled and compassionate staff, offering truly excellent care. Others, perhaps due to funding or management, might not reach the same standard. We need to look at the professionalism of the nursing care, the attitude of the staff, their responsiveness, and their kindness. This is why visiting, observing, and even talking to current residents and their families is so important before making a choice. Now let's turn our attention to healthcare, a vital aspect of retirement living. Most retirement homes offer some level of basic medical services. This might include daily health checks, managing medications, or dealing with minor ailments. These services are certainly helpful for day-to-day well-being. However, it's important to understand the limitations of this basic healthcare, especially when it comes to more complex or serious medical conditions. If a resident develops a severe illness or needs specialized treatment, the on-site medical services might not be sufficient. And what about emergencies? This is a critical point. Every home will have an emergency response mechanism and procedure. But how effective is it? Think about factors like the home's distance from the nearest hospital, or potential communication delays in getting help. Are there enough medically trained staff on hand at all times to manage an emergency until professional help arrives? Understanding these emergency protocols thoroughly is absolutely essential for peace of mind. So far, we've talked about finances, daily care, and physical health. But what about the social and psychological well-being of residents? This is an area that can sometimes be overlooked. Many retirement homes offer social activities, which is wonderful. You might see things like bingo, movie nights, or gentle exercise classes. But are these activities truly engaging and tailored to individual interests and abilities? Sometimes social life can become a bit monotonous if the activities lack variety or don't cater to diverse preferences. We know that a rich social life, filled with connection and purpose, is incredibly important for mental and emotional health, especially as we age. This leads us to the crucial topic of psychological care. Moving into a retirement home can be a big adjustment. Residents might face feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or even depression, especially if they feel isolated or miss their old routines. Is there enough support within the home to address these psychological needs? Are there counselors or trained staff available to offer a listening ear or professional guidance? Often, the focus is heavily on physical care, and while that's vital, emotional well-being is just as important. We must advocate for this. So, with all these considerations, how do we navigate this complex landscape and make the right choice? How do we break through any confusion or idealized notions? The first step is acknowledging that these potential issues exist. It's not about being negative, but about being realistic and proactive. Thorough research and asking a lot of questions are your best tools. Don't just rely on brochures or a single visit. Try to visit potential homes multiple times, perhaps at different times of the day, to get a real feel for the atmosphere and the care provided. Talk to current residents if you can. Ask them about their experiences. Speak to their families too. Look for reviews and inspection reports from official bodies. Read the contract very, very carefully. Understand every clause, especially regarding fees and services. If possible, see if a short-term or trial stay is an option before committing long-term. And importantly, trust your instincts. How does the place feel to you? Do the staff seem genuinely caring and engaged? Making a decision about a retirement home is significant, and it deserves careful thought and due diligence. By being aware of these often overlooked truths, the financial complexities, the realities of daily care, the limitations in healthcare, and the importance of social and psychological support, you are much better equipped. You can ask the right questions, assess your options critically, and ultimately make a choice that truly supports well-being and peace of mind. I hope this discussion has been helpful and has given you some food for thought. Perhaps you have experiences or other insights you'd like to share. What questions do you think are most important for families to ask when considering a retirement home? Thinking about these things openly and honestly is the best way to ensure a positive and supportive environment for ourselves or our cherished family members in their later years. Thank you for listening.